Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. We are going back to the Poconos, Woodloch Springs, and a chance to see one of my favorite golf holes. And when you take a look at it, you're going to say, Harry, you must be a glutton for punishment. Also, a look at Fernwood. Of course, it was built in the late 60s, and we're going to find out what snag golf is all about. Jim Yenser from Club Champion will tell us how they get down and get started with club fitting to make you a better golfer. And we'll also take a look at what one Philadelphia area country club did to help caddies and the J.Wood Platt Scholarship Fund. That's all coming up next on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Now open in Bala-Cynwyd. By Southwest Greens, the Pro Knows. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.
Early mornings, late nights, and way too many takeout dinners. Running a business takes energy, determination, and sacrifice. And whether you're a startup, well-established, or somewhere in between, the people of Susquehanna Bank have the knowledge to help you succeed. From cash management solutions to the benefits of local loan decisions, we help keep your business moving ahead. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for businesses like yours. Member FDIC.
The Country Club at Woodloch Springs is nationally recognized as one of the finest courses in America. PGA professional and director of golf John Pillar tells us more about a facility now celebrating a special anniversary.
The Country Club at Woodloch Springs is located just outside Hawley, Pennsylvania. We are now celebrating our 20th anniversary. Opened our doors in 1992. We are a semi-private golf facility that allows access to our residents, resort guests. We have private membership, and we also allow outside play. We've got 18 holes of championship golf. We have 4 sets of tees that can accommodate players of every ability, from beginner to expert, and challenge even the most experienced golfer. We've got a 15-acre practice facility. That is our teaching and practice facility. We've got 3 professionals on staff, all PGA members. And one of the things that we look forward to most is providing a country club atmosphere to each and every individual, whether it's their first time ever playing or experiencing Woodloch, or one of our residents who lives here full-time. Additions are outstanding. Our golf course superintendent, Jeff Huggaboom, has done an amazing job. And I think overall, we continue to invest into our property as each and every year to make sure that not only the golf experience exceeds our golfers' expectations, but also that our staff is just as experienced.
As John explains, Woodloch Springs is known for its unique par 5s.
Hole number 3 and hole number 10 are going to be 3-shot par 5s. They're going to require a tee shot that lays you up between 180 yards to 230 yards, depending on the tees that you play, at which point you want to put that golf ball in a specific area. Once you hit your tee shot, what we'll do is you go down to your second shot, and again, target-oriented golf course. Your second shot's going to need to be placed pretty strategically to give yourself an easier third shot or a shorter third shot to the greens. But one of the unique qualities here at Woodloch Springs is the fact that 2 of our par 5s are definite layup holes off the tee, and 3 totally 3-shot holes.
The par 5 10th offers one of those magnificent Pocono mountain views.
We've arrived at the 10th hole, and similar to number 3, we're going to need a layup shot anywhere between 230 yards and 180 yards, depending on the tees that you're playing. This is going to open up the entire hole for you. Tee shot is critical. Once we get down and locate our tee shot, the 10th hole opens up dramatically and really becomes a little bit easier at that point. You can hit as much club as you want on your second shot, and it's going to leave you as short or long a club as you desire in there. But the green is relatively flat, very few hazards. But the tee shot, again, as we said in number 3, is going to be critical to the start of this hole.
Woodloch Springs' signature hole is number 14. It's a must for every golfer, no matter what ability level, and an attempt to carry the gorge from the gold tee. John is our personal guide.
Welcome to the 14th hole, our signature hole here at Woodloch Springs. The gold tees, as you can see, has a carry of over 220 yards over Hell's Gates Gorge. This tee is without question our most used tee on our property, including the practice facility. Everybody that plays Woodloch generally will stop and hit a golf ball to see if they can carry over the gorge. If you're playing from the black or the green tees, you're going to go down the cart path across the stream up to the other side, which plays about 522 yards, and it is a very difficult tee shot. You want to hit your tee shot in the fairway. It is again a 3-shot hole, and the second shot is going to be really your most critical, giving you enough length to get to where you have an open shot. This is one of the holes that we've done a little renovation this year. We've taken down some trees that over our 20 years have grown up, so now you have a visible view of the green, and it allows you to get the golf ball up from the 150-yard marker or so and carry it and get to the green. So one of the small improvements that we've done this year, but celebrating our 20th anniversary, some of those trees have grown up and are become a little bit of a hindrance. So I think you'll enjoy the 14th hole. Challenging yet beautiful.
John tells us what the average first-timer at Woodloch Springs can expect.
I think one of the things they walk away with is how beautiful the mountain vistas, the views are, how amazing the conditions are, and then also just how player-friendly the golf course is. But one of the most important parts is that they got to come back and play it again, because now they kind of know where they're going. Similar to what we talked about earlier in the par 5s, you need to know where to go. We have yardage books available, and I encourage everybody to purchase one of those prior to going out. It definitely helps you maneuver around the golf course.
You've often heard us talk about the PGA's initiative to grow the game. Well, Woodloch Springs has taken it a step further.
Woodloch is very conscious on growing this great game of golf, and one of the main reasons is junior golf. We've put a big emphasis on the juniors. We have a junior program that runs throughout the season. We have a kids play free program, which is after 3 o'clock, kids play free with an accompanied adult. We have the PGA family course tees out on the golf course, which set the golf course up short so that the kids have a play environment. It's not necessarily hit, and try and keep up with mom and dad. This is specifically targeted that they are on or around the green in 2 hits, depending on their age, and it creates a fun playing environment. And I think one of the most exciting things that we have going on now is we purchased a family golf cart. For that family that has 1 adult that plays and 2 or 3 kids, historically they could only take 1 child out. Now you can take your family out in this 4-person golf cart and experience the great game of golf together. It's one of the new things that we've done to keep putting back into our golf facility.
That looks amazing. And Harry, I know you have some great fond memories of Woodloch, right?
Yeah, number 14 in tee shot, John. Not this year, it took me back last year, Hell's Gate Gorge. And, you know, my ego got involved a little bit because I thought, hey, I can get over there. Well, it didn't happen, okay? I'll be honest with you. It didn't happen.
I like your honesty.
It's a very difficult shot for a mortal golfer like myself. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm sure you did just fine.
Well, it was good. It was a nice challenge. Didn't happen the way I wanted it to.
And a good story and a good memory. All right. Coming up next, we head to Fernwood Golf Club. You won't want to miss that. That's coming up next on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management.
At this moment, across the country, families are packing their bags for a getaway. And no matter where they end up, they'll all be home by dinner. Plan your own at playgolfamerica.com. From finding fun and affordable programs to finding advice from PGA and LPGA professionals, playgolfamerica.com has a way for you to get away. Visit today for details. playgolfamerica.com, your link to the game.
Our next stop is Fernwood Golf Course at the Fernwood Resort. Darren Ernie is the PGA golf professional, and he gives us the Fernwood story.
Well, Fernwood Resort opened in 1969, so it's been here for quite some time. I think it's, at least in more recent years, been known for being a very well-conditioned golf course, and I think this year is no exception. I've had a lot of good, very positive comments, and I hear them every week about, the condition of the golf course. It's not a very long golf course if you look at the scorecard, but it is a very challenging golf course when it comes down to hitting every shot from tee to green. We've got big greens, we've got pretty tricky greens if you don't know them out there, but Fernwood Resort is a 400-acre resort. It's a 4-season family resort. We do a lot of golf packages. We have weekday specials. We have senior specials Monday through Thursday. Wednesday's our Ladies' Day special. We got some promotions coming up for the summer involving kids and family golf. So we've got a little something for everybody, but our rack rates, our regular rates, are very reasonable, and that brings a lot of people back for some repeat play.
Darren shows us one of the most challenging holes on the course, number 6, par 5.
Starts out with kind of an uphill blind tee shot. Okay, the landing area, you're going to likely have a slightly downhill lie for your second shot. And again, keeping in mind that you're going to probably have a long iron or a fairway wood off of a downhill lie, and you got 600 yards to go until you get it on the green. It's probably one of our more challenging holes out here. When you get up near the green's a pretty challenging green. There's kind of like it's two greens that were combined into one. The original green was the front portion, very severely sloped. We don't put the whole location up there too much. The back part of the green is where we use it. It's more user-friendly, but it's a little bit tougher to get the ball all the way back there. We're at Fernwood, hole number 9. Pretty much in character with the rest of our par 3s. They're pretty tough. Lengthwise, we're looking the white tees, 215 yards to a green that, well, the terrain slopes from right to left. It's a big green, but not an easy green to hit just because of the length, and we've got it's bunkered down there on the left. Pretty tough shot. So you got to have a pretty good short game, not only on this hole because you're probably not gonna use your putter for your second shot. Probably 8 out of 10 golfers are going to come here, and they're going to be hoped to be on the green by their second shot. We are on number 13 tee box at Fernwood, and we are on today's blue hole location, which would not be quite from the tips. We've added some more yardage to this golf hole. Right here we're looking at about 370 yards. The green is kind of sloped back to front, and provides a little bit of challenge right there. Pretty straightforward tee shot. The second shot is where you're going to probably find some challenge, getting your ball on or close to the hole location.
There's something else you should notice when you play around at this beautiful course.
We've got over 20 bluebird boxes on the golf course. Bluebird is a cavity nesting bird native to Pennsylvania. Bluebirds will eat a lot of insects, considered a beneficial bird out on the golf course. If you don't like getting bitten by bugs, then you want to see a lot of these on the courses that you play. We can't talk about golf here at Fernwood without talking about snag golf. Snag's an acronym, starting new at golf, and what it is, it's a kind of unique proprietary system to teach people how to play real golf without really playing real golf. So what we do, a lot of fundamentals are very similar, and in the process, we're going to use a launch pad. And we're going to use our snag golf ball right here. We're going to put that right on top. We're going to line up toward our snag target, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, good shot. A lot of power in that one. Let's do another one right here. Letter Y, letter L, and backwards letter L. All right, great way to learn golf and to try to get a little more acclimated and get that step closer to getting out and playing some real golf. A lot of fun, a lot of family fun. A golfer coming to play golf here this year at Fernwood can expect to see really highly manicured golf course, really nice tight fairways, full fairways. Greens are rolling really nice and very challenging. So you got to bring, if you look at the scorecard, you might be a little deceived thinking it's going to be an easy golf course, but it's really not. You got to play every shot, and you might need to play this golf course another time or two before you can really get the hang of how it was designed and how it was meant to be played. If you come out and try to attack the golf course, you might find yourself be in for a long afternoon. Anybody's watching wants to know more about Fernwood and wants to know what's happening up to date, get on our email list. Okay, you can do that by visiting our website or by calling us directly in the golf shop, and we can take down your information and make sure that you get our specials that'll be sent right to your house.
Defining a target, realizing a dream. Susquehanna Bank can help you get your plans off the ground. Whether you're sending kids to college or doing something special for yourself. Susquehanna's financial advisors are worth talking to. We can help you find the smartest way to borrow money and save money in the process. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for dreamers like you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Guests of Inside Golf enjoy dining at Sin Sin, the popular Asian fusion restaurant located on Germantown Avenue in the heart of scenic Chestnut Hill.
And now it's time for Teed Off, brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
concentration and stay in the moment, stay on the shot.
And welcome back. Inside Golf continues from Steppy's Sports Bar at Facenda Whitaker Lanes in East Narden. We're here with our teed-off panel today that includes Joe Logan from MyPhillyGolf.com. Bob Shepard, life member, PGA of America, teaching pro right now at Five Ponds in Warminster. And Tony Leodora, host of Golf Talk Live, WNTP, every Saturday morning and now syndicated around the country. You know, Joe, a lot of people have swing thoughts. We always hear about, you got to have swing thoughts, maybe not too many. On that first tee, or maybe coming on a situation where you're on a tight lie and you're trying to get it close on a very firm green, or maybe you got that little snake putt, little 6-footer to win your match downhill, left to right. Swing thoughts. There's too much made of swing thoughts. I mean, does it clutter you, or do you have
if you
some?
could see like an electro thing of my head, it's like a storm going on. I'd like to say, standing on the first tee, the swing thought I have is rhythm and tempo, but more realistically, it's two things. Do I have enough money in my wallet to cover the bet? And, geez, isn't that OB stake on the right just a little bit close in? Should be a little more to the right.
Where's that ATM? Joe's always wondering, where's that ATM? Where's that ATM? Bob, now as a teaching pro, what do you tell your students about swing thoughts?
Swing well with the driver, especially for a big tee shot, and under the more pressure, when you're under a lot of pressure, I should say, your one swing thought is balance finish. You have to finish the swing, and unfortunately, when you get nervous, you quit on everything. So if you watch the guys at Augusta on 18, they all pose the follow through. That's intentional. That's their only thought. There's no time to rehearse anymore. There's no cramming for the test. And with putting too, it's amazing how finishing a putt will cure a lot of woes too. If you have nerves on a putt, your one thought a lot of times is just finish the shot, finish the putt, and then wait, see if you hear the ball fall in the hole. They seem to be the two best thoughts.
Tony.
You're asking this of someone who went through hypnosis last year?
Remember that?
Yes, you do remember that.
That got your head clear of every possible swing thought.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, controlling swing thoughts is amazing. And the worst part about me, I'll even take it farther. You have all the ones where you're playing don't swing too hard, don't do this, don't do that. My biggest problem is if I've got something to do work-related after the round, I'm dead in that round, and especially on the back nine, because then all of a sudden I start working in my head as we go around the course too, adding that to all the swing thoughts that are out there too. So biggest problem in my game,
between
right
your
there.
ears?
Oh, right there. It's a mess.
You need more.
It's a mess. More hypnosis, please.
More hypnosis. Joe, have you ever gone out and say, before your round, step on the putting green, and you're making everything, and you're saying, boy, this is going to be, my day on the greens. And then you get out there, and all of a sudden, you're a little sweaty around the grip, and maybe things are a little tighter than they were back there on the putting green. How do you overcome that?
Clearly, you're familiar with my game because I don't overcome it. I've never met a 3-foot putt I couldn't gag. If I ever figure it out, I'll get back to you. I don't know.
Shep, what do you tell people? When they boy, I hit it so good on the range, and then I get out there between the lines, and it's like, who is this guy that crawled into my body?
Yeah, it's the longest walk in the world from the practice tee to the first tee.
Yeah.
The J.C. Goosey ran the Space Coast Golf Tour when I was down there, and we talked about this. He used to call it the UPI Blues, the United Press International Blues. You get on the course and you start wondering about your interview, and you forget that you got to play golf too before you get the interview. So the way to do it is concentration, to stay in the moment, stay on the shot that you're hitting and not the one preceding or the one coming up.
All right, let's go to somebody here at Steppy Sports Bar who has a question for Tony Leodora.
Okay, thank you very much, Harry. We're here at the bar with Pat McGann. He's a Drexel University grad. Pat, what is your question for Tony Leodora?
Tony, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen on a golf course?
Literally, in the Dominican Republic one time, I hit a drive on this course right by the ocean, and all of a sudden I heard this sound right behind me, 5 feet behind me, was a horse watching my drive. He had broken away from the farm next door or whatever, and this huge horse was standing behind me while I'm on the tee there. He scared the devil out of me. I almost jumped off the cliff, and I think he said good drive, though. He went like, good drive.
It was Mr. Ed.
It was Mr. Ed.
And he took off. Thanks, guys. Thanks to Steppy, and Inside Golf continues in just a moment.
Teed Off has been taped at Steppy's Sports Bar and Grill at Vicenda Whitaker Lanes. Now featuring outside dining and bar where smoking is permitted. Steppy's Sports Bar and Grill, a place where fun people meet.
People use it to practice a variety of shots on and around the green.
You can learn from your golf professional. You can practice in your backyard. Tour professionals do it, now you can too.
We'll custom design it, we install it, and in most cases you'll have your own putting green in less than a week.
Southwest Greens. For more information, call 215-598-2800 or go to southwestgreens.com.
For more golf course tours, swing tips, and deals on greens fees, check out the new teeitupphilly.com. Welcome back to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. Today, we're at Club Champion, right off City Line at Presidential Boulevard in Woodloch&Fernwood with Jim Yenser, who's the manager. You know, Club Champion can do a lot to enhance somebody's appreciation for the game and lower their scores. You're in the business of fitting the golfer to the right club. And people want to say, well, how much time is that going to take? How do I get in, just an introduction to Club Champion? How do I get in touch with you people?
One way is through our website. It's www.clubchampiongolf.com. And there's information on there such as fees and description of each of the fittings and what we do, what makes us different. There's video links on there as well. And you can even schedule what's called a web request. You can request a certain time for a fitting. Basically, our iron fitting or our driver fitting is a good hour and a half. Our full bag fitting, which is the best value, is a good 3 to 4 hours. So you're hitting a lot of balls, but we're getting the most out of that fitting. We're seeing all that we want to see, all we need to see, and we get to see all the patterns of what you do. So it's very valuable time.
And I guess if somebody wants to, they can schedule those fittings over the course of 2 or 3 visits, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't have to be done just in one session, although that helps a certain continuity to it all. But absolutely, it doesn't have to be in just one session. We're pretty flexible with our time.
And here's a look at just how Club Champion can help your game.
Hi, my name's Nick Sherburn with Club Champion Golf. Today we're going to be discussing what peering means. Peering is finding the principal plane of oscillation in a golf shaft. And what that means is finding the point in which the shaft should be inserted into the golf club to make it swing the same way every time. Shafts are very, very different from shaft to shaft to shaft. If golf shafts were perfectly round and straight, they would bend the same way on every golf shot, no matter how they were inserted into the head. But that's not necessarily the case. SST peering determines the most stable orientation for the shaft to be inserted into the head. After the shaft and head are glued together after SST peering, the shaft will bend and perform much more consistently through the hitting zone. The SST Peer machine uses a weighted arm to simulate the way the golf shaft must oscillate during the golf swing. It then twists the shaft at the same time to measure the shaft's movement in finding the most stable point. We then can insert the shaft into the head with the most stable point at 3 o'clock position for a right-handed golfer. At the end of the day, the best players in the world are choosing to peer their golf clubs, and so can you. What peering means for your game is hitting straighter, more solid shots, lowering your scores, helping you beat your buddies on the weekend, or winning your club championship.
Recently, North Hills Country Club hosted a special invitational event to benefit the J.Wood Platt Scholarship Fund for Caddies. Now, this is a scholarship fund that has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years for caddies in the greater Philadelphia area. And today, 80 golfers teed it up to benefit the Platt Scholarship Fund. A nice putt you made there on the second hole.
I got a little lucky.
You're not nervous with the cameras on you, huh?
And I got you with me, that's why.
What's it mean for you, for North Hills, to host this event?
Harry, it's just fantastic. I mean, it just shows off our quality of our golf course. the enthusiasm we have around the club right now, and it's just a lot of fun.
Do you have any personal experience with the J.Wood Platt Scholarship Fund?
Absolutely. My son grew up here, caddied here, and they got a partial scholarship from them, and it's just a great cause.
The man behind this whole event, John Boyce, I guess he could be called the tournament chairman. John, first of all, how many golfers do you have here today?
We have 80 guys, 40 teams.
And how much money do you expect to raise for the J.Wood Platt Scholarship?
We're hoping to raise at least $15,000, possibly more. We got some incredible auction items and some really good raffle prizes.
What motivates you to get involved in something like this?
I'm a former J.Wood Platt Caddy Scholar myself, and it was really generous to me. It's a great organization, and I'm thrilled to get it back.
Now, what's the status of caddying, do you think, here in the Philadelphia area at private clubs?
It's regular on the weekends. It's a little tougher during the weeks now because you don't have as many guys golfing during the week. So it's a struggle to get out more than 2-3 times a week.
Well, an obvious benefit for caddies if they're looking for scholarship money is getting involved just on the chance that you'll get some of the money from the J.Wood Platt Scholarship. But the other thing is, I think, with caddies, that's where most guys learn the game that eventually go on to play, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up caddying, since a kid, but I'm in business now in sales, and I think I've learned a lot just from caddying, seeing how guys treat their clients, their customers, to see how these guys play, and it's great. It's fun.
One of the golfers in the event today, Michael Brown. Now, Michael is a pretty good amateur player. He won the Philadelphia Open, also the Mid-Amateur, and he has a special link to the J.Wood Platt Scholarship Fund.
I do. Coming out of high school, and it was 1991, I was on my way to Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Didn't have a ton of money at the time, and it more than paid for my books and some of my food, so I couldn't have felt more privileged to be a part of it back then.
So you're giving back a little bit today, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit. Not as much as I got out of the program, but I'm happy to be here and happy to give back a little bit.
It's amazing that almost every club, in fact, it's probably every club, supports J.Wood Platt. And I had 4 nephews that were recipients of J.Wood Platt Caddy Scholarships. They caddied at a look-away golf club, and I can tell you that it helped them tremendously. So I think what J.Wood Platt does, and the volunteers and the professional people that work in the organization, is just amazing. So we got to keep this going. I don't think there's any risk of it not keep going because it's such worthy. The recipients are very, very worthy. The caddies themselves, the young kids, are very, very worthy, and the organization is just top shelf.
And here's a footnote to the Invitational at North Hills. They were able to raise more than $13,000 for that J.Wood Platt Scholarship Fund, and everybody had just a great time. Next week, Makefield Highlands. It's in Bucks County, the Yardley area. We'll be getting a tour with Bob Doria. And don't forget, you can always check us out on InsideGolf.net and Facebook. Make us a friend. Oh, and YouTube as well. Tell your neighbors around the world they can always see what's going on via YouTube. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue, and remember, no matter how bad it's going for you, don't pick up. See you next time on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management.
Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Now open in Ballackinwood. By Southwest Greens, the Pro Knows. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.